Hey, what's up, Rumblers? It's the Tan Man.
Hello, Tan Man.
And welcome back to another dungeon walkthrough. This week we have Blackfathom Deeps. It's an alliance week, and we're going to be running it with Tirion. Now, the footage you're going to watch is from his level 19 run, but we used the exact same lineup for his level 20 run. I feel like this lineup is pretty good, and you could probably maybe sub in the safe pilot and replace the Worgen or the Necromancer. But in this particular week, we're going to showcase how important it is to have flying units and ways to defend against flying, and you'll see why. Enjoy the video, guys, and we'll see you in the next one. Alright guys, so Blackfathom Deeps, I gotta be honest, this week, I don't know why, it was pretty challenging. The second stage in particular, the AI played super aggressive with gargoyles. You'll see that later, but I don't know, between all the dungeons, I feel like Blackfathom Deeps is one of the more challenging ones, especially at the higher levels. We went with the Bloodlust Relic, and here we go. Start of the stage, you're going to notice 3 Murlocs spawn from the right and run over to the left. I use a Worgen here to take out the top Murloc first because he's the one that heals. One Worgen is enough to take down all 3. Alternatively, you could use a safe pilot as well. And I guess if I had a chance to do this again and do this all over, I'd probably go with the safe pilot for a little bit more help with the second stage. But we push up on the right side first because we want to secure the chest in the lower hand corner. And as well as this tower. This tower is going to help distract the Murlocs that spawn in from the right side. Now the Murlocs actually do have range on this tower, so it's important to have backup when ready. Gargoyle works really well on the stage. Well, I found, and he'll help out in the second stage as well. He took out the left tower for us, and you see that little Murloc just chipping away at that tower. Pretty annoying. There's also a Murloc, if he makes it away all the way over to the left, he can attack your base without the base noticing. So it's important to take care of these 3 Murlocs that spawn in from the right. And you'll notice Murlocs spawn in from the top left and top right, the ones closer to that gold node. So it's nice to have like air units, you know, send in your Gargoyle first. Griffin Rider is able to snipe those down. And alternatively, you can use a safe pilot. It will take care of those very well for you. But as you can see here, we have a big push coming, 2 Tirions, and I don't know, whenever I find multiple Tirions in a push, it's extremely dangerous. But yeah, that's enough to take the first boss. So that wasn't too bad. On my level 20 run, it got pretty challenging. And here, I believe we go with the feather, right? So having that first attack on a flying unit is going to help out greatly. But right off the bat, so on this stage, they send gargoyles, they send bat riders, they send griffin riders, I believe, and drakes. There's a lot of flying units on this stage. And the reason why we took the Necromancer, as you saw, was for the Ice Mages. So we took the Ice Mage talent for the Necromancer, and that provides a lot of really helpful utility, slowing down the gargoyles from attacking our towers. Because if they make contact with your base or towers, it's almost GG. Griffin Rider with the range talent is going to be useful on this stage to take care of the drakes. And here we go, right there. So one of the other enemy units that they use is the Banshee on this stage, so that's something to look out for, right? The Worgen is kind of useless on this stage, so again, like if I had a chance to do this over again, I'd probably use a safe pilot. A safe pilot on the left side would be so clutch right here. But as you can see, they like to sneak in air units from the left side. And unfortunately on this go, it doesn't look like they sent, you know, a lot of gargoyles, but I did attempt this quite a bit of times, and I do remember them sending gargoyles on the left side quite a bit. So we see the Banshee coming. I believe my Tauren is going to charge her. Right. Okay, so perfect. We prevent the Banshee from taking over our Tirion again. Hopefully we take this mid. We don't. And as you can see, yeah, they play fairly aggressively. A really like good mix of flying units on their end. Like if you have no way of taking care of aerial units on this map, it's going to be problematic. So we try to take this left tower. We would have probably tried to take it earlier, but they pressured us to defend first. So once you get a solid, defense going in mid, try to take that left tower. Try to take that left tower. It's going to help you. It's going to provide you easier pushes and give you access to that other gold node. So you notice, like, be very careful when you're spawning your ground units on this stage, especially on the higher levels. They will not survive that green ooze. As soon as they start walking in it, they start rotting, right? It's like basically poison. And by the time, well, I'm gonna say by the time they reach the other side, they will die in those pools. That's why it's so important to have flying units on the stage. The alternative is to try to push up the middle with a whole bunch of ground units, but in my past experience, that hasn't been like the greatest option. So necromancers are great to slow gargoyles, and if you happen to have the poison talent on your harpies, they will absolutely shred the gargoyles for you. Alright, we're able to make contact with the boss, and he is fairly squishy. It's just important to make sure that you're keeping an eye on your other towers, because if they sneak a gargoyle past you, they can take a tower really fast. There we go. You can see how happy I am, because I actually did attempt this particular map a few times that night. So we're off to the last stage, and so I believe we're going to go with the skeleton mages here for this relic to give us some utility. And for this stage, it's kind of like a race against time. You got like 3, I would say, like mini bosses, so to speak. And the way I always start this stage off is to try to get that left one first. We try to take the left one first, we take that tower, and we secure that gold node. That's always been my go-to strat for this. As soon as they wake up, these hydras are gonna start spitting poison. They spawn little globs on the floor. And even though they're on the floor, they will actually harm your air units. So that's something to watch out for. But we take this tower. Tirion does a really good job keeping our units healthy. We secure that gold node, and we're off to a great start. So now we send our gargoyle and our necromancer on the right side to take care of the second head. Yeah, the second head spawns these little globs. They're kind of tanky, so you're going to need to, accompany your tank with some DPS, of course. Gargoyle is doing a great job, absolutely destroying that Hydra head, and our units are able to finish it off. As you can see, those pools of acid on the ground, they hurt a lot, but fortunately our Necromancer lives. Right, important to keep control of the middle of the map, right? Keep this tower, keep this waystone. The waystone's gonna help, obviously, with the final push on the map. It's not advisable to, send a bunch of units down there just to get the chest, because as soon as they reach the end of the path there, if the waterfall is still active, they just get killed instantly. But our focus here, right, is to take this last Hydra head down. So we're gonna start with a push I believe I'm gonna send my Griffin Rider and Gargoyle soon. Right, the tower does a good job protecting that middle lane. Oh, we decided to tank with the Tauren instead, which is fine. So we make contact with the Hydra Head, and it does have a fairly long cooldown on its attack. So as long as you have, you know, a beefy enough tank, and it's able to survive that first water blast from the Hydra Head, if your DPS can make contact with the Hydra Head, it shouldn't take too long to take down. And this is the final part of the last boss. All 3 heads on the end. And as long as you don't attack them, they actually still they stay asleep. And as you can see, the one on the right is awake, but the one in the middle isn't awake yet. So we're chipping away. We're chipping away. We're chipping away. We start to we awake the second head, and right now it seems like they're slowing down. It's important just to keep the pressure. Remember that you have a secured gold node on the bottom of the map. But I feel like if you get to this last stage, it shouldn't be too bad, and especially if you get into overtime, you'll have the power to push through. See you guys in the end game. We did it. We did it.
Subscribe.